Alright, so here we are loading into Towers of Doom on the left side of the field for Team Blue. We do have Drillax playing as Arthas. We got Mordred on Sylvanas, Wowzer on KT. We got Sis playing as Kharazim, and then we got Chris the Traj on Diablo. On the red side of the map, we do have Hurdles playing as Kel'Thuzad as well. H-Whiskey will be on Zeratul Honon on Nova. Leica will be playing Brightwing, and Zane will be Murky. That's a very interesting composition here we have on the red team. They do have double stealth. Probably going to be seeing a lot of shifting between the lanes, trying to get an early gank or trying to get some early kills just to help secure their lead. However, for the blue team, we should be seeing a very more traditional play. Though they do have Diablo, they potentially could do a bit of a roaming with him and try and get a bit of killing. Alright, so we have a little bit engaged going down here. We do see the Zeratul and Nova rotating down. However, not being able to secure a kill just yet. They're going to rotate back up to the mid lane here and see if they can do the same here on KT. Wowzer could be in a bit of trouble. We have Nova setting up. Zeratul goes in. Oh, that could be actually a little bit detrimental there for Nova. A little bit of bad pathing right there. Looks like they're going to get caught by Arthas. There's some weird pathing going there and taken out. I mean, that was just, I don't know, that was a little bad poke there by Nova. And you have Zeratul went in, did do his cleave, didn't really achieve much, but then Nova coming out, trying to get that damage on KT. Just really wasn't the best sort of play you could go there. And then the pathing on Nova was just terrible as well. Going back to the bottom lane here, looks like Hurdles was having a little bit of trouble there. He did get taken out a little bit, health on half health. Didn't die, but he's not going to be able to really go outside that lane, especially with Sylvanas just sitting there and Kharazim. I mean, that's a little bit of a deadly combination there. Kharazim does put out lower damage, he can jump onto you, and then obviously Sylvanas can sort of really clear those waves out as well. We'll go back to the top here. We're going to see trying to go in against Diablo. We do see another Murky kill, but no stranger there to death, the old Murky. And then we just see the shrine coming up. So an interesting thing with these shrines here is that unlike a lot of other objectives on maps, these don't give you any direct experience from capturing them. They are all core damage. So it looks like Murky is going to stay in the top lane. So that's an actually really interesting point there. Murky's gaining experience. The blue team, even if they do pick this up, they're not gaining their own bit of experience back. However, it is a 5v4 fight, so it definitely is in their favour. Now, early engage is going on here. We do see Lycan a little bit of trouble. Diablo could be the one to fall, but he does back out. Actually, what's that? Oh, Brightwing actually got caught there by the gravity lapse from KT, from Wowzer, and he's taken out. It looks like H-Whiskey. Oh, that was a bit of a strange move there. Coming back in, wasn't stealth, and he's actually going to be picked up as well. So that's 2 kills for the blue team from that objective. And that is actually really against the red team's favour just then. So why that was just so important getting those kills there is that, like I said, that the capturing the objectives doesn't give you any experience on this map, capturing those shrines. And because of that, it means that you capture it, you haven't really been soaking your lane, and all 5 members from blue were there. However, getting those kills on the red team has kept their lead, and that's going to be just so crucial in these next moments, especially because they did have Murky in the top lane soaking for the red team. So they have not just equalized levels, but they've kept their level advantage. Alright, at the moment we don't see anyone for the red team soaking in the middle lane. Again, this is just compounding Blue's lead, it's going to give him such a huge advantage here. However, it looks like Nova... Oh, I thought Nova might have been rotating up to the top there to try and do something against Diablo. And it looks like actually both are. We're going to have... No, sorry, up, down, back, forth. Not sure. There's a bit of no coordination going on there. No decision. Diablo is a hard customer to take out. He is a tank in the game. But however, actually, this was a good choice. They stayed in the lane there. Being able to come down and take out Arthas. So I was talking about taking out Diablo and how to take out a tank, but they did take out Arthas instead. And that's a nice pickup. It does bring them back within a suitable experience margin, but they're still down in level. But so far, we're still early game yet. Anything could go either way. Especially now that no one's soaking. It looks like there's going to be a big gank from blue in the mid lane here. They go up against Sylvanas. However, Nova looks like she's going to get blown apart. Will she escape? No, Kharazim quick dashes onto her and taken out just as the next set of altars start to spawn. Now, Nova is going to be out of this fight for the next 10 seconds. Will we get back in before they spawn? not a bad situation, but they are giving too much experience to the blue team. HWixy there, like, is trying to do something, trying to push the blue team off, but just can't. Hurdles going in, dropping down a Flame Strike. Oh, but standing on the wrong side of the gate, actually gets picked off himself. Now that is bad. This is terrible right now. No KT, they've lost a lot of the damage in this fight, and the enemy, the blue team, is right there next to it. HWixy goes in, tries to take this off the thing. Actually, Sylvanas way too forward there, gets picked up by the rest of the red team. No support from the blue team. Should have really backed out. Way too overextended there. And we just see the blue team already picked up the first shrine, and now they're going to go to the second one. HWixy in a bit of trouble. He does manage to blink out, so he is safe. And now just going to sit there and take out the Hurdle, the Hono clone, the Nova clone. Hurdle is going in a little bit dangerous there. Still comes off top though, doesn't die in this situation, and then we just got the Zane there. I guess just trying to more annoy the blue team, let the red team get back in position. They might be able to do something here. The blue team have split themselves up. Drillex in a little bit of trouble. Arthas, however, will manage to walk away. Hurdles gets caught in the gravity lapse by our Wowzers. Gravity lapse, yeah. But we do see Zane follow up and get Wowzer instead. So sitting here looking at the team's experience, we've got blue team just hit level 9, the red team on level 8. So the blue team definitely has the current advantage. So red did manage to get the Diablo kill in the top lane right on the gate. That's closed that experience gap. But if the experience keeps going in the way it has been, we're definitely going to see the blue team with the level 10 before red. Now that's where it gets a little bit dangerous for the red team, especially if the next set of shrines spawn, or altars spawn in that time frame as well. However, it looks like there's a little bit of big gauge going on the top. Murky will probably fall from this. Now, it does manage to get away, but Leica not able to fast travel fast enough. We're taking out that engage. And like I said, it's the blue team picking up that level 10 first. But look at that, another kill on Zeratul and Sylvanas. A lot of action spread all over this map at the moment. But the blue team does have their levels 10s, and we do see a Lightning Breath for Diablo, Pyroblast for Kel'Thus, Divine Palm for Kharazim, Wailing Arrow for Sylvanas, and Sindragosa for Arthas. And the altars in the bottom and midsection are spawning. Neither team's really in a good position at the moment to take him. Blue is trying to push into the mid lane. Nova's dropping clones, distract him, try and push him back a little bit, give Hurdle some space so he can actually clear that lane. And see how both teams respond to this. Look at that. Murky's in a bit of a bind here. He doesn't want to leave that top lane, try and give him experience. And he's actually going to distract Diablo. They might go a little bit better for the red team now, because it's going to be a bit more of a 4v4. Actually 4v3. Arthas is lagging down a bit behind. But neither team willing to engage. And Arthas on that top spawn point. I don't think the red teams realized it was there. So now they're going to be able to get that. And Arthas is going to come down and equalize this fight now. It's going to be a 4v4. And we do have Diablo rushing down in a minute, so it is going to become a 5v4 against the red team. Sindragosa does go out, doesn't really connect on anyone. We do see a Phoenix wasted on the ground. And there we go. Diablo comes in, big throw over the shoulder, lightning blast. Or lightning breath, sorry, but unable to get the right wing. However, Murky comes in and he is holding down Mortified, but not able to do anything. HWixy just dropped the Void Prison, keeping him in place, but is there anyone who's really capitalized on it? Sylvanas still alive. Divine Palm's in effect. A little bit of damage goes onto it, and Sylvanas will survive this encounter. Haven't seen anyone die for a while. I am stand corrected. KT will fall in the fight instead, and that has turned it in Blue's favour. They've just got so much damage left on the board now. There is not much the red team can really do to come back in that fight. Now it must be said, this is a bit of a tricky game for the red team. Since they don't have a tank, it's very hard to go into those fights, especially since the blue team has 2 tanks. They just don't really have a front line to really secure themselves by. I mean, Nova, we go look at KT, Nova and Zeratul here really working together, getting the Void Prisons down, and then having KT follow up, and also Nova follow up with those precision strikes. So level 10 was hit for the red team moments ago, and we have precision strike on Nova, Void Prison on Zeratul, Blink heal on Brightwing, then we have Phoenix coming up on KT, and of course we have the Octo Grab on Murky. Alright, so it looks like both teams at the moment trying to go for camps here. Hurdle's soloing the camp himself, but we do have Sylvanas and Wowzer picking up their camp as well. But both will probably neutralize each other in this case. Nothing really worry about too much, but Arthur's actually in the top lane. He's trying to get picked off here. We see Kharazim go in, does the heal. Precision Strike comes down. He's on such low health. Divine Palm goes on. They're not going to be able to take out Arthas. And Brightwing could pay the price, but does back away before. The Lightning Breath can really get a lot of damage on. Murky falls in the bottom lane, but that's not too much of a problem. A little bit of a design step for his character there. And each team now is just struggling to get a little bit of an advantage. Blue team definitely has the level advantage, but they're not really that far ahead. Talent-wise, they are, but not right now. There's no reason for the red team to try and force a fight here. So they're going to happily sit back and soak. We did see Zeratul a little bit of issue there, but the Void Prison's coming to effect, saving his life. Sadly, that Void Prison is not going to be around for the next set of altar spawning. Set of altars? A single altar, I should say. Spawning in the bottom. Red team is poised a little bit better, but there's still 15 seconds on the clock. Diablo comes in, throws Heralds over the shoulder, a little bit of damage, but there's no one to follow up, and the Gravity Blast will come down and just keep Hurdles alive in this fight. However, here's Arthas now. They go in. Hurdles in a bit of trouble here. A lot of damage going on to him. He's going to be able to get away. Oh, Arthas wants to kill, and he does from Ghost coming out. Plus with this Frozen Aura. Next, we do see the Clone going down against Nova. No good there, blue team. But they definitely are in the lead from that fight. In a better position. Again, red team just being a little bit overextended there. Trying to get a sneaky early kill. And it's just not doing it for him. Murky falls. Not an issue. Alright, just so hard. It's going to be so devastating right now for the red team. They haven't managed to get a single altar yet. And that's going to be so hard for them to come back later in this game. So we talked about the big thing about this match. Another kill going on the Brightwing. Good pickup for the blue team. Bad for the red. You can see that the blue team's really starting to push the advantage down this game. They've reached out to 2. They're soon about to have their level 16 talents. Diablo's being a little bit risky here. Staying behind. Like, he can get back to the fight. But his death can really, spell disaster for the blue team. Can be disastrous for the blue team. Because it will give red the patch up or the pickup they need to get back into the game. Behind this, a little bit of a distraction. We do see the blue team now picking up the middle fortification. I think it's Sylvanas in the top. Now this could be dangerous. Sylvanas could take that out easily just by herself. So someone from the red team really needs to rotate up top and stop that. So what's so important about these about getting these fortifications? But most maps, you blow up fortifications, they no longer exist. On this map, however, blowing up a fortification gives you more missiles when you do capture an altar. Now, Octograb goes down on Kharazim. He is still alive, however. Murky's trying to invulnerability out there. Nova clone. Nova's actually the Pyroblast is going to connect. It will, taking out Nova in the Sanctity behind their walls, the Immortal walls. But Nova will be back into the fight in 30 seconds. So we definitely see a lot of pickups on the Phoenix with Keltis. But Pyroblast can be really devastating against these two Cloaked Heroes, Zeratul and Nova. They don't have a lot of health. They have a low health pool and can really, well, as you saw, really blow them up. Alright, so the blue team has spread themselves across the map, picking up mercenary camps. They picked up the top and the bottom. Looks like they'll go for their own sides one as well. And that's just going to be like the red team can't leave these things on the board here. And we see another fall for the red team. Actually 2, or Murky, who cares. But Keltis will fall as well. And again, during these altars, that is so detrimental to the red team. He's doing so much of their damage, and he's just getting picked up left, right, and center. Again, it's a hard game for the red team because they don't have a tank, and that's one of the problems. But look at that Nova actually firing into a Divine Palm. Not the smartest thing to do. That's actually healed Arthas to a certain extent. Something I have to learn very fast. In the top lane, we do have an engagement. Leica's in a bit of trouble. Going to be blocked in. Does blink onto Zane. Tries to get out of there. Blinks on the Zane again. Blink healing, doing its job. We'll actually have Diablo be the one to die in that fight. Good movement there. Good positioning by Brightwing. Wow's in a little bit of trouble. Can he be taken out? He's on low health. I think the answer is yet, because Zeratul is on side of him. But what's it? Haze Whiskey. Oh, Brightwing comes in just in the nick of time because Advance did try to go back and for the kill. But Arthas is here. Can he be the whole difference? We do have KT involved in this fight now, however. Arthas is very quickly losing his health and he will fall. And this could be it. This could be the turnaround that the red team was looking for. They're 2 levels behind, but they've got the hero advantage right now. Diablo being body blocked to oblivion. He can't get away. He was polymorphed and taken out. That's another kill to the red team. And then we see Kharazim fall as well. Can they pick up Sylvanas? Oh, are they going to be able to? No, they won't hang around. They will start to just clear that mid lane, however. That was a timely fight for the red team to take there. We're starting to pick off the blue team. They tried to tried to basically chase too much in that fight there. They got picked apart one by one. And this is just going to give the red team what they need. Oh, Sylvanas over the gate with the Phoenix. Taken out as well. That was a very pro play there by, I heard I was say pro play, but a very good play. A little bit of waste. Phoenix has a pretty low cooldown. We'll be back up. And getting that Sylvanas skill again, it's all experience and it's all numbers on the field right now. We're going to see this turn. We're going to go from only 2 towers to now 2 sets of fortifications. We're going to see the red team having 4. So we just do a core check here, the core health. Blue team's core still looks pretty good, but the red team's core, you know what? It's looking pretty sickly at the moment. But the red team are definitely back into the play. They're not just back into the play. They actually have a little bit of a nicer lead at the moment. More towers. Experience was greater a moment ago, but they're starting to really turn it back onto the blue team now. Alder is boarding in the middle. Blue team are in a much better position to respond to this. Red team's in a much better position to respond, but we'll see how these fights go. Again, they got no tank. It's going to be really hard for the red team to fight into this with no tank. Alright, so Arthur's going in. He's a little bit by himself. Kharazim is there. The Phoenix does go down. We do see the silence in effect as well. Syndra goes down. Brightwing gets out of the dodge, but will die against Kharazim, dashing in. However, we do see Arthur a little bit. He is octo-grabbed. Won't be able to escape. Kharazim actually divine palmed himself, allowing Arthur to die. And then we do see the lightning breath from Diablo. It looks like so far we see a Brightwing Arthur swap. Still think blue team's in a bit of a better situation here. And we just see Hurdles there take it out. The throw over the shoulder by Diablo. And then the rest of the team take it out. See the Pyroblast coming on. This could be the end of Haste Whiskey. And no, he does survive. Not quite strong enough to take him out in one go. But this Altar, just looking at the kills at the moment, it is definitely in the favor of the blue team. They will pick this up. And they will get 4 more shots against the core, against the red team. Alright, Wowzer actually going forward a little bit too much there and being taken out by Murky and Nova. Very powerful. Ooh, Nova almost getting Sylvanas. Deciding to not risk dying and backs away because Diablo and Kharazim were nearby. We play it safe, don't die. We do see Zane coming back on. Murky very close. They have found his egg, so they are going to mash it into little pieces. What they say, Humpty Dumpty was no more, is the state of Zane's egg. Alright, so the Shine was picked up. I mean, the Alder was picked up for the blue team, and they are just looking so healthy at the moment. There was a moment there where it looked like the red team was starting to get back into it, but the blue team can just take these fights so much better. So they've just got to focus on sticking together now. They can't risk getting caught out of position. Red team, however, they've got to play a little bit more risky. They've got to somehow figure out how to split up the blue team so they can really pick them apart like they did in that fight earlier. Now Zeratul could be in a bit of trouble here. The Polymorph from Brightwing doing a very good job. Zane falling, doesn't matter. Octograb is on Kharazim. Precision Strike comes down, and Kharazim is blown up. Behind that, Diablo was also taking down that fight as well. A lot of AoE damage. Now the red team can just follow up behind this. I mean, that's what that is exactly what they were talking about. They focused, they went on Zeratul so hard, the blue team, that it split them up just a little bit, and that was enough for the red team to come in and just pick apart those 2 core players, locking out Kharazim so he couldn't heal, and just focusing all that initial damage onto Diablo as well. Following up that, they got an after skill behind that, and again, it's in the red team's favor. This is turning out to be such a good quick match. I was concerned not seeing a tank to the red team from the start, thinking, gee, that's going to make these fights a little bit hard, and it has been troublesome for them, but they managed to do a really great job of pulling the game back in their favor twice. Again, the blue team needs to roam, It needs to get its target and front line straight. Does that, it can easily destroy the red team. However, Diablo's going too deep. It looks like it's going to be taken out. Again, this is what I'm talking about. They're not in a position to fight, but the blue team's going in anyway, and they're just getting picked apart. They're getting shredded. And look at this, we do see the Altar picked up for the red team. They're starting to put some damage onto that core now. Again, look at that, the Zoid Prism goes down. HQC is going to try and pick up that Altar as well, get more damage onto the board. Not enough time, however. Doesn't go down enough. Sylvanas, Divine Palm, but Octograb onto Kharazim, and they're both going to fall outside of that. What is the blue team doing here? They just keep going in. Arthas is trying to get a kill on Murky, trying to get a kill on KT. It's not working for him. All he's done is killed Sylvanas, and now he too is going to fall in this exchange. HWC doesn't care. He's going to go and get some damage. Doesn't manage, has to back out. He's a bit concerned. But look at that, 5 members dead for the blue team. That is something that I bet you they're regretting right now. Look at those skulls bombard the Griffin core, or the Crow core. I'm not 100% sure what it is, but that is not a good position for them. They've just got to, Diablo's got a sin base right now, right? Diablo's just got to accept that they're going to lose some camps, accept that they might lose another structure, and just wait for the rest of his team. I mean, sure, there's no one from the red team down here that can, let's say, gank him, get that kill. But that's what's happening to the blue team. They keep following up with these 1 or 2 man engagements into the 5-man red team, and that's where they get picked apart. During most of the team fights, when the blue team has been consolidated, and that really strong line from Arthas, from Diablo, they've done a really good job and normally come out on top. The minute they're separated and they run in one at a time, I mean, red is just picking them apart. They've got so much damage on the board because of KT, because of Zeratul, and because of Nova. Look at that. Top lane, wowza. What am I telling you? What did I just say? They go in one at a time, and that's what happens. They've now given a huge advantage to the red team. KT, Nova can just go in there and start really picking people off. The blue have lost their major damage dealer. This is just not, I repeat, not a good position for the blue team right now. They've still got 35 seconds before they can feel safe again. And we're just going to see the red team just rotate around, pick up all these different structures now, get them all on the red side, or even just get 5 versus 1, 6 versus 1. Look at that, pick up another structure. Blue team still has 15 seconds before they think. Now, they're staying together. Maybe they've thought about this time. They've thought about the engagement. That's good. That's where they should be at. However, what will they do? Are they going to engage early? KT is alive, but he's nowhere near the fight. Hurdles does throw out a bit of their gravity lapse. Doesn't manage to capture anyone. Like that H-Wish, they do know where Diablo is now. They've sort of done a little bit of a check. Oh, this could be the defining moment. Blue team could turn around and go into this now. KT is there. He looked like he was going to rotate down. No, he goes. Syndragosa comes out. Octograb has been thrown onto Sylvanas. A little bit of damage going to. Will she fall? Still being alive. No, Murky will be the first one to die, but that's not too fast. Lightning Breath comes out from Diablo, doing a lot of damage onto Leica. Will Arthur be able to follow up? But no, Polymorph goes down. But Leica, what are you doing? Get out of there. You're going to fall. Or will it be Arthas? It's going to be a trade. It is. We're going to trade Brightwing for Arthas. I don't know if that's a good trade or not. We see Hurl in low health. Next person to fall was Kharazim. The red team's actually going to come behind this. They actually took that fight. Wow, I was not expecting the red team to be able to take that fight. There was so much going on. Looking at the Arthas follow up the Brightwing and managed to get the kill, but then losing himself. Looked down at the other fight going on. Didn't see exactly what happened here, but the red team just managed to push back into him. Was Diablo not participating? Was no one protecting their Kharazim or their KT? They didn't even have Octograb up. We saw Octograb was used earlier on Sylvanas. I think it was a bit of misplay there by the blue team being taken out of that team fight. Possibly losing Arthas. Maybe I think the Syndragosa was a little bit too early in that engagement. They didn't really get any effect they wanted. And look here, what I say, they're getting picked off one by one. The blue team is being taken out. They're being sent to the cleaners. This is turned around, I said it before, I'm going to say it again. I wasn't confident in the red team. No tank. But you know what? This isn't the red team's game to win. Currently, this is the blue team's game to lose. But you know, kudos to red, having no tanks, but still managed to take it to the blue team. Really picking it apart when they're making mistakes. So the structures are a little bit more, the cores are a little bit more equal with health now. Blue's still a little bit in the lead, still take a few more shots than the red team's core can. But I mean, look at this map. This map is almost painted red. I mean, the red team could be a bit sneaky. They could get the boss. They could get some free missile fire on the middle, on the core. However, alters have spawned, so they may not want to engage it. Hurdle looks like he's suggesting it to the team, but goes back. Arthur's getting caught in the gravity laps. Hurdle's bolts to the storm out of there. And we see Diablo and Arthur's going in, acting a little bit of front line. Arthur's a little bit overextended. No one on his team to support him, and he actually he's going to get taken out. No, he does manage to survive. A lightning breath from Diablo coming, acting as a little bit of zoning, but I think it's a little bit too late. No, Divine Palm comes and keeps Arthur's alive, but there he is, taken out, and the red team can now get back into the fight. They can dominate here. We've seen Divine Palm already used, Lightning Breath already used, Zeratul will fall. Obviously overextending a little bit, and Diablo did punch him in the face. So it's equalized a little bit now. It's no longer a unbalanced fight. But you know, Zeratul being missing for the red team, you know, probably not too bad because they still have a lot of damage on the board. But the blue team has lost one of their tanks, and you know, Arthur does do a bit of damage in his own right, so they have lost a little bit of damage and tankiness in that regard. However, we're going to see, what do we see here? Invulnerability goes on from Zane on Murky, but nothing. And just behind this, red team are going to take the advantage and just fire on the enemy's core. Is there another core left? There's another ult left. There's no ultras anywhere to be seen. Zane will be taken out. The next team could win. Either team. Looks like either team could win from a boss pickup. We'll see how each team plays this now. Blue team desperately trying to stay in this game. They're doing so well, but they are starting to get picked apart. We see Divine Shield go on Diablo. He does take a little bit of damage, a little bit of a self-heal in that regard. Polymorph's going to Kharazim, and the red team's actually trying to go into it. They're trying to follow up onto this. Can they get a kill? Bot of the Storm by Hurdles to go forward. Could be dangerous on KT, but the blue team will just disengage. Both teams are trying to play it safe. Blue team definitely trying to play it safe. Doesn't want to doesn't want to die. Doesn't want to fault right now. But hey, what's this? Is blue team going for the boss? There's a lot of pinging on the map. A lot of people getting excited. No, but instead they're actually going to follow up and try and take out some members from the blue team. Now, Boulder Storm should still be active for KT on blue, so he should be able to get away. Sorry, on red. However, oh no, Arthas is in a little bit of trouble. Syndragosa goes out, but and completely missed. The mercenaries picked up by the red team score them victory. A lot of killing going on in the game, folks, but we just forgot the sneaky backdoor mercenaries taking out for the red team.